Hey, good afternoon, everybody. How y'all doing? Y'all know who this is. This your boy, Rob Thomas Jr., and this is the real news behind the news. Oh, yeah, man. Today is Tuesday, April 28, 2026. And unless you've been living under a rock for the last few days, you all have been made aware that over the weekend at the White House press corps correspondence dinner, there was an assassination attempt. We don't know who it was on because the guy never really got nowhere near the president, the alleged gunman. And did y'all notice this? That when all it went down, the first person that the Secret Service people got out of there was J.D. Vance. Trump was still sitting there looking like a fucking idiot, just sitting there, looking retarded as he is. Dementia like he didn't really know what was going on. But did he not know what was going on? Oh yeah, y'all, this was a psychological operation. Y'all want to know what the real premises of this fake stage shooting was? They're trying to get that White House ballroom finished. Because just last week, a judge brought a halt to that shit. Saying, no, basically what the judge said, you cannot use the taxpayers' money for this $300-something million ballroom without express legislation written by Congress. So with this shooting now, you notice Trump has come out and made it all about that ballroom. You know, Israel has a lot to do with this. And in another video, once I finish tying all the pieces together, and coming up with the bigger picture, because you'll never see the bigger picture looking at one piece of a puzzle. If you got 1,000-piece puzzle, all those pieces are scattered. You got to look at the box in order to know where those pieces go. So again, you'll never know the big picture looking at one piece of the puzzle. Yeah, Trump was trying to get that ballroom done, and at the behest of Israel, because Israel wants the ballroom is supposed to have an underground bunker in it. Israel has a lot to do with this. Also, it goes back to Israel, because in this ballroom, it's supposed to have a golden top on it, like the Temple of Solomon. Remember, there was an event, I think it was last week, where Donald Trump read from the book of Chronicles. If my people will hear who I call by my name, will hear my voice and humble themselves, I will heal their land. So Trump is basically setting up a precursor that Israel will then use to try to build that third temple that the Bible predicts. Now, the problem with that is the place where they need to build a temple in Israel, the Al-Aqsa Mosque, one of the holiest sites, probably the holiest site in Islam, because that's where the Prophet Muhammad was supposed to allegedly have ascended into heaven. Now, once Israel is totally ready to build their third temple, quote unquote, the third temple, guess what? They got to destroy that mosque, which is going to set the whole world on fire, because Islam will eventually try to destroy the country of Israel. But yeah, this was a psychological operation, y'all. This was no assassination attempt. Because think about it. The first person was, both the president and the vice president, they got separate Secret Service parties. The first person that the J.D. Vance Secret Service, they was on their job because they got him out of that motherfucker just like that. Trump was still sitting there almost 30 seconds to a minute after the gunshots went off. So that lets you know that Trump was in on this psychological operation. He knew it was going to happen because they set it up, y'all. This was no assassination attempt. If it was, then that means everybody in the Secret Service that was there that night on duty needs to be fired, because they totally overlooked or didn't abide by protocol for an assassination attempt. The first person and most important person, once they heard them shots, they supposed to have got Trump out of that motherfucker in less than 10 seconds, Trump was supposed to be gone. Trump sat there for 30 seconds, looking like the buffoon, the mentally challenged, deranged, senile idiot that he is. So again, as more and more details come out, y'all, I'm going to bring y'all a little bit more and more of the truth as it comes out. But this was not an assassination attempt, y'all. This was a false flag. Now you see Trump, everybody that's in his, in his inner circle is screaming they need to get that ballroom so that they can hold events like that in a safe and secure place. Now they're trying to put up underground in that ballroom a command center. They're trying to put an underground bunker up in there. That Israel is supposed to have a command center in that ballroom, in that ballroom, but the judge put a halt to it. So in order to get Congress, so-called, to sign off on this thing, on this ballroom, Trump had to go to the extreme, and that's why they pull up this false flag to entice Congress to give approval after the judge put a halt on it. Y'all stay tuned, man. I'm going to bring y'all more real news, behind the news about this situation and others. Leave a like, leave a comment, and tell me what you think. Was this a false flag or not? Until y'all see me again, y'all be blessed.